Hey guys, so I am back at home finally. I spent a week in Yosemite, well 5 days in Yosemite, and it was amazing and traumatizing and scary and beautiful all at the same time. So I thought I would do a little vlog explaining my trip and talking about my trip, showing you pictures. I'm hoping I can work my editor out to insert pictures as I'm talking. So you guys can see all the pictures, not all of them. I took 1,200 pictures while I was there. So a few pictures of when I was there. The sun is kind of going behind clouds and I'm filming in a new spot, so I'm sorry if this isn't the best, but it's a vlog, so I thought it'd be okay. Now, warning, this is just me talking about my trip, no fashion, makeup, or anything related. If you don't care about my trip or you don't want to hear about my trip, how it went, you can totally turn this off, that's fine. But for those of you who want to know how my trip went, I'm going to talk about it. If you watched the news at all while I was gone, you do know already that there were a couple deaths in Yosemite, and it was really scary. I wasn't actually like there. I was in Yosemite when they happened. It was scary. There were two little boys. I think this was the biggest news from Yosemite. There were two pieces of news that were everywhere about Yosemite, and the first is two boys drowned in Vernal Falls. And what happened is my friend and I went to Yosemite with my best friend, Stephanie, who originates from San Francisco, so I hardly really see her, but we planned this whole trip. So she and I went to the actual place where they had drowned because it's a major hiking trail. We had planned this hike for Thursday and we were there the day after. I believe it happened on Wednesday. And there's this little calm area, and I had been there 2 years previous, like a year ago, and then a year before that I went. It's a famous hike and everybody does it. So there's this little wading pool. I wouldn't call it a wading pool. It's like this little calm little area that people swim in. I don't know why they do. It even says not to swim. It's banned. You don't want to swim because obviously the current can suck you under. So what happened were these two little boys, ages 6 and 10, were playing in the pool, like not in the pool. It's like this little calm area. And I guess they went out a little too far and got sucked into the current. It was too strong for them, and they recovered the 10-year-old's body, but not the 6-year-old. They're still on the hunt for his body, although I'm pretty sure that he did die. I mean, I guess we don't know for sure, but there's missing persons everywhere. Pepe, don't go in that. There's missing persons signs everywhere because we went to Nevada Falls that day, and it was really intense seeing the posters everywhere on the hikes and stuff. So that was really sad. I mean, I don't want to go into about the parenting and all of that because so many people are like, well, where were the parents? I don't think it comes down to that. I think it's a tragedy, and I think that for a family to go to Yosemite who just wants to go camping and have a good time and see the beautiful area, to have that happen is so devastating. I don't even know how they would survive that, to be honest, because that would traumatize me, especially if I had lost 2 children. Like that's crazy. I feel so bad for that mother. So it's really sad. The other piece of news that happened was the hantavirus breakout in the Curry Village tent cabins. Now, we stayed in Lower Pines campground. Last year I did stay at Upper Pines, so I stayed at both Pines campgrounds. They're really nice. We had our own tent. We did walk past Curry Village though almost every day to go get coffee from the little shop there. And so we were walking past where it happened, but basically what the hantavirus is, you inhale the virus from the rat urine and feces. So there was like a rat infestation. I think a couple people got really sick with the virus. It has flu-like symptoms, and one person did actually die. So that was crazy. Well, the sun's coming out. But yeah, those are the two pieces of devastating news that were really sad to be there when all this happened. It was really scary, but honestly, it's realistic. It's nature, it's beautiful, but it's so deadly. And it really should be a lesson to those, who are going there, how serious this place really is. It will kill you, and it's really scary. So we almost died too, but I'll get into that. You almost lost me there, but I wouldn't say not really. We didn't actually like get close to death or anything, but we were talking about it. So anyway, that was a trip. I'll get to that hike because that hike was miserable. So another thing that happened is I saw a bear and it was about 20 feet away from me, and that was really scary. My friend was making fun of me because I was freaking out, but the bear will kill you. Like, I don't know why she was making fun of me when I was so scared of this bear, because it was like, it's a bear. Like, do you not understand? We could die. So what happened is the campsite right next to us, they were putting their food in the bear locker, because you have to keep all your food, your everything. You can't even have water bottles in the tent. You cannot have anything in the tent with you. And so you have to keep everything in the bear locker, otherwise the bear will come and go where the smelly things are. You can't have deodorant, you can't have lip balm, you can't have face wash or anything. Toothpaste, no. So they were putting their stuff away, and this girl, she put her hand down and felt something next to her. She touched it. She touched the bear. She touched the bear. And she thought it was a dog. And when she looked at it, she started screaming. And everybody was screaming. And so my friend and I, Stephanie, we sat up because we were laying in the bed of the truck stargazing. And the truck that we were parked where we were was like 20 feet away from our campsite, which was like really close to them. And so we saw the bear when they were like freaking out and making a lot of noise, because when that happens, you can't run. You have to stay there and make lots of noise and tell it to go, and it's really scary when that happens. It happens all the time too. They always come onto the campgrounds, which is so scary. But and then all we saw was, it was really dark, and so we saw the bear just take off across the path, and it had a pack of hamburger buns in its mouth. It was hilarious, but really scary. Funny looking back. But it took their buns and just ran up a tree, and I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I've never even seen a bear in my life that hasn't been stuffed. This is scary. So that was crazy. We also saw a bobcat, and I saw the bobcat yesterday. That was pretty crazy. It wasn't like scary or deadly or anything. I mean, I guess it could be. I don't really know. Do bobcats attack you? Probably. But we were pretty far away from it, and we were the only people around because we were going through this nature, trying to get back down to the path, and we saw it just sitting on a rock, and then it, oh my gosh, it was scary, but really cool. We saw a coyote, we saw a deer. It was crazy. All the animals, all the nature was amazing. So Monday we get there and we go to Lower Falls, which was dry, and so we just do the quick little hike. Then we go to our little river area where we just swim, and it was really nice. We took some snacks and just laid out. We got there around 12:45 anyway, so we didn't have a lot of time to do anything major. Tuesday rolls around. Tuesday was Stephanie's 21st birthday, and she didn't mind spending it in Yosemite. We did get to drink and everything, so that was cool. Strange to have cocktails in Yosemite, but we'll get to that. So we start the day off by, we want to do a hike. We were going to do the Merced hike, which is about 2 miles, and you get to see the sequoia trees, which are huge, ginormous trees, like massive. And so we see the trees, we go on this hike, and it keeps going. And so we see families passing us. They must have turned around at some point because it's ridiculous. So we keep going, and the trail keeps going and going and going. Pretty soon I'm like, you know, we've been out here for more than 2 miles. It's been like 2 hours, and that's way more than 2 miles. Finally, we reach the end of the trail and come up on this dirt road. Like, we come out onto the road, and we're so excited, but then there's nothing there. There's no people, there's no cars, there's no anything. So the road, it's like a gravel road. I don't know if it was a service road or not. It must have been. So we decided to go up, since we've been going down that whole time. So we go up this road for about 2 miles, and then finally we're like, this is not going anywhere, because we can see, and it just keeps going all the way up the hill, all the way up the mountain. I'm like, we cannot walk this. I'm exhausted. Been walking for 3 hours straight. It's ridiculous. And so we didn't stop for those 3 hours. So we finally sit down. We have a snack. We're running low on water. I try to use my phone to like find us where we are, and my GPS doesn't work. I don't have enough service to use the GPS. And so I'm like, look, we have to turn around. And Stephanie wanted to keep going up the road, and I'm like, it could go for 20 miles. We don't know where it goes. And so I'm like, the only guaranteed way to go back is the way we came. And she hates turning around, which I understand. And I do understand it was her 21st birthday, so I wanted her to do what she wanted to do. But I wasn't about to risk my life for her happiness to like go up this road. And she looked at me, she's like, you know, I probably would have kept going if you hadn't made me turn around. So we turn around, go all the way back, takes us 3 hours to get back to the beginning. I can't explain to you how, I don't even know. It was the most mentally challenging thing I've ever had to do. I was so close to straight up exhaustion that I just felt like I could die at any point, and my feet felt like they were gonna fall off, like they were gonna bleed. They were so sore, and my shins, like, I don't know, my legs weren't sore. It was weird. It was just my lower legs, and my feet were so sore. And when we saw people again, I can't proclaim to you how excited we were when we saw a person, and they didn't speak any English, but we were like, watch out back there because it's crazy. So I don't know where these families turn around at. We did find this cabin though. So when we were going down, there was this weird cabin. Pepe, he's eating something. There was this weird cabin that we found that was like all boarded up and locked up and stuff. And I didn't know where or why it was even there. I thought it was like a serial killer's house. It was straight up like a horror movie. It was so weird. Out in the middle of nowhere was this cabin, and so that was strange. So they must have turned around at that point or something, but we kept on going like stupid people. But the trail kept going, but you could tell that nobody had really been on that trail in a long time because it was really skinny. Wasn't really a trail. I'm not sure what happened there, but that was the most strenuous thing mentally that we did. The most physically challenging hike that we did was on Thursday when we did Nevada Falls. Oh my God, that trail was so hard. Let me just say the next hardest thing, if you know anything about Yosemite, you know about Half Dome. The next hardest trail after Nevada Falls is Half Dome. So we did the second hardest trail. It was so hard. It took us 6 hours that day as well. It's about 2.5 miles upstairs, like rock stairs, and they're about this wide. You have to put your foot on, like, oh my God, it's so hard. Going down is actually so much harder because of all the sand. You slip. I slipped so many times. I almost lost my life so many times going down those steps. It was crazy, and it was beating sun. My scalp is like on fire. It's so red because it got burned so bad. I sunscreened everywhere else but my ears and my scalp. My ears and my scalp are like so bad. I did burn my chest a little bit. My legs are hecka tan now. It's crazy. I don't tan on purpose. I choose not to. But if I do tan and it's from that kind of thing, I'm okay with it. It's whatever. I do protect myself though, and I wear a lot of sunscreen. So that's my only thing is sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. So, and I forgot my back on Thursday, and so I had like these huge red marks where my tank top ended. It was crazy. So, I mean, overall, it was really great. We did Sentinel Dome on Wednesday. Swimming every day. It was fun. You know, the water was really cold. Friday, we went back to Lower Falls and swam. We have to climb up all these rocks and do the swimming hole. It's really cool. I always recommend Yosemite. There are people traveling from all over the world there. It's so cool. We stopped on one of the trails on Nevada Falls, and this little kid was like, "Where are you from?" "I'm from Maryland." And I'm like, "Maryland? That's so far. Like, did you fly?" They flew, obviously, but it was crazy. So there's a million cultures there. So many people speaking different languages. Half the time you feel like the minority because there's so many different types of people there, and it's so cool. You never know where anybody's from. They all kind of look American, but then the next thing you know, they have a British accent, or they're German or Norwegian. We heard Norwegian. Like, it's crazy how many different kinds of people go to Yosemite, to travel the world to go there. And it's just as beautiful as when you Google it. So if you Google Yosemite and see the images, it's just that beautiful in person. No picture can really do it justice. I get frustrated because when I want to take a picture of something, it doesn't turn out as I see it in real life, and I get frustrated because I want to just capture it, but you can't. You have to see it in real life. So if you live anywhere near Yosemite, it's about 4 hours from where I live, so the drive was like so long. But if you live anywhere in California, you really need to travel to see it at least once, to say that you've gone and done the hikes, and it's just phenomenal. I love it. Definitely the hiking is the hardest part because the hikes are not easy. Even when they say they're easy, they're sometimes not so easy. They still kind of make you winded and tired and sweaty. It was so hot when we went there. It actually rained 2 days while we were there, which I didn't mind because I don't do like hair when I'm there, so I don't care if it rains on my hair, you know? But it was strange that it was so hot, yet it rained twice, so I don't know. I had a great time. It was honestly really overwhelming and crazy. Oh, I didn't tell you about the Ahwahnee Hotel. So on Tuesday, since it was her 21st, we went to the Ahwahnee Hotel for drinks. Those were amazing. I don't know if you know about Yosemite, you know about the Ahwahnee Hotel. It's so nice. It's about like $400, $500 a night to stay there. Crazy. It's so expensive. The drinks were $12.50 a piece, and of course I treated because it was her birthday. I wanted to buy her a drink. So it was amazing though. Super high class people were there, like eating dinner. You knew they were staying at the hotel. They had money, and it was really cool. But that was one of the highlights, especially after that day of walking 10 miles. We had to have walked at least 10 miles on Tuesday on that trail, and that was intense. It was an intense experience on Tuesday. And going from that to going to the showers and going to get drinks at a hotel and pizza, it was so nice. It was such a like almost death to having cocktails in a really fancy hotel. It was so weird. It was really nice though. It was amazing. An amazing trip. I always have fun there. This is my 3rd year in a row going actually. The hikes I would definitely recommend for anybody is, well, Lower Falls is just one of my favorites. It's really easy. Sentinel Dome, you actually have to drive to. If you're staying in the valley, you have to drive about 20 miles. No, it's longer than that. It's like a 30-minute drive, 45-minute drive maybe. I'm not sure. I wasn't really timing it. But Sentinel Dome is one of my favorite places because the view is amazing. Oh my gosh. The view from Sentinel Dome is breathtaking. It's unbelievable. You can't believe you're that high. You're seeing what you're seeing. It's unbelievable. So that's one I would definitely recommend more than any, is Sentinel Dome. You do have to drive there, but it's amazing. It's an amazing hike. Pretty easy hike too, and it's, you know, a lot of people do it. It's great. A lot of older people can do it. So I mean, it says it's moderate. No, I believe it says it's easy, but I would say it's pretty moderate because there are some places where you can lose your step and it gets a little rough at places. But that's basically my trip. Pretty eventful, if I must say. It was pretty crazy. It was an insane trip. I'm going to insert more pictures at the end of me talking, so if you want to stick around to see more pictures, definitely do. Hopefully I worked it out where I can insert pictures while I'm talking about it. If I didn't do that, then all the pictures that I talked about before will be at the end of this video. So if you've ever been to Yosemite, let me know what your favorite part of it is, what you've done. I really would like to hear about Yosemite from your perspective, how you guys like it, all of that down in the comments. We can all chat about Yosemite because it's really beautiful. But yeah, stick around for some pictures if you like. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog rambly video about my trip, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.